everybody. So today's Monday. That means it's time for a family movie night. And this week, I really wanted to speak to my Hallmarkies podcast crew that love our podcast over there. If you haven't listened to the Hallmarkies podcast, you should definitely check it out. We have so much fun. We do interviews every week. We have recaps, and we try to make it fun for people that aren't even watching the movies, just because we are friends and we have a lot of fun together. So I definitely recommend checking out the Hallmarkies podcast. But today I wanted to introduce my Hallmarkies community to Family Movie Night, and I do every week. I recommend a film that is good for watching as a family. I try to mention some of the values and different things that you can talk about with that film, and none of them are going to be rated R. They're all going to try to be something that will be good for watching for at least some type of family. I'll try to say if it's more teenage based for teenagers or for young kids or toddlers, or those kind of things. So I have over 225 recommendations that I've done for Family Movie Night. So it's pretty great. And so I definitely would love if all the Hallmarkies crew would check out the Family Movie Night. I'll put a link to the whole playlist. You guys can check that out. But this week for Family Movie Night, with Valentine's Day coming up, I thought it'd be fun to talk about one of the most successful series of films and television show that Hallmark has ever done, is the Signed, Sealed, Delivered series. And we're going to try to cover what I like about the series in this overall video. And then you can see a lot more coverage on Hallmarkies podcast of each of the individual movies and all of that fun stuff. So let's talk about Signed, Sealed, Delivered. I thought this would be a perfect thing to talk about because Valentines is kind of tied to the mail, and the POstables crew, which is kind of their nickname, is all centered around the mail. And the Signed, Sealed, Delivered is a series, started out as a television series that went on in 2014. And then after that, they went on to do movies. And altogether, they had 10 episodes of the show, and they have 11 movies, with one more that's been promised us. And I think that there are a lot of things that are really exemplary about this series. The main thing that I think makes it stand out is the writing by Touched by an Angel scribe, Martha Williamson. I think she's a really good writer, and I think she manages to bring up themes of faith in a really balanced way, and she conquers some pretty tough topics in here, especially for Hallmark, that in a way that's really moving, and that just it doesn't feel heavy-handed. It feels like the characters are growing, and like they have one episode where the characters are dealing with a letter of a woman who's been raped, and some, I don't want to give it away, but her having to share that information with her husband. And so it's pretty intense, pretty emotional, but I don't think it's in the manipulative way that other faith-based products tend to be. So the group at the POstables, they are the dead letter collection agency. Find a package or a letter that they can't deliver for whatever reason, they are going to research it and try to solve the case, I guess, of who this package or letter is from, and see if they can deliver it successfully. And then the story that comes off of that letter is then the story of the movie, along with the story of the POstables team. And the core group of the POstables at the office, you have Eric Mabius, like I said, who is Oliver O'Toole. He is the leader of the office. He's kind of awkward. He always wears a suit. He's very kind of stiff, but he's also really sweet and really sincere and kind of shy. And I think he does a really good job with that character. It's interesting because he's so different than his character from Ugly Betty, but also there was a certain shyness to his character on Ugly Betty. I think it was Daniel, I think it was his name. But anyway, so I think Eric Mabius is a really wonderful actor, and I had the chance to interview him, and I really enjoyed that. He was very thoughtful and very philosophical, had a lot to say, and I really enjoyed that. And then there's Kristen Booth, who plays Shane. She kind of becomes the love interest for Oliver, but he obviously starts the series married. So it's a long road for Oliver and Shane. Shane is agnostic. She has been really hurt by different things in her life, and she's kind of cynical when she starts, but she's a good person, and she kind of gets won over by the optimism and faith of the Postables. So then we have Crystal Lowe playing Rita. Rita is kind of your quirky, nerdy kind of character. She's got really cute glasses and is just really sweet and really great at researching and remembering details. And so that's what makes her great for the doing the cases. And then you have Norman, who becomes kind of the love interest for Rita, and Norman is played by Jeff Gustafson, and he is kind of your nerdy guy who was in foster care for his growing up, and so there's a lot kind of about his different siblings and his some of his kind of wounds in that way. And he's kind of the scientist of the group, so he'll do like your kind of your forensics type things and investigating these various letters. And he's so cute, and I think that Crystal Lowe and Jeff Gustafson have such nice chemistry, and I think that Kristen Booth and Eric do as well. And they have a nice chemistry, all the four of them as a group. And then there's tons of different guest stars that come in and out. Carol Burnett has a recurring role. They have Valerie Harper was in a number of them. Mary Lou Henner, they had Della Reese for a couple episodes. That was great. And so there's just a ton of guest appearances. Plus, there's a lot of people that the Hallmark people will know and appreciate and enjoy in the different performances. So I think they do a really good job. And I think it, like I said, in the end, it comes down to the writing. I think that there's very few that I don't think are some of the best of the year for Hallmark, but just like really solid. There's a couple that are a little boring for me, but I love the Christmas one. I think it is so good. I love Higher Ground. That's probably my favorite. It kind of deals with a Hurricane Katrina love story. And you have things progressing with the Postables in the romantic department as well. It just makes for a really, really satisfying film. It was actually the first of the Postables films that I ever watched, and I was just so impressed that then I had to watch the rest of them. And then To the Altar was really, really good. That's the last one that we've gotten, and it really felt like, to me, it was a send-off, but the fans were very, very vocal that they wanted more. So we're supposedly going to get something this year. I know Martha Williamson posted on her Twitter that she had sent in the script, and so it's we're just waiting to see when we hear about filming or anything like that. So yeah, it's a really good series. It has really good messages. Some of them might be a little, like I said, the rape one might be a little intense for your little kids, but I think most of them you could watch with the family, and you could have a really good discussion with them about how we treat people and forgive people. And these are developed characters that have flaws and aren't perfect, and that's how you end up bonding with them because of their flaws. And it's just really well done. I think that people will love it. So check out Signed, Sealed, Delivered. You have the series, and then you have the individual movies, and you can get them various places streaming. If you have Hallmark Movies Now, you can watch it on there. So check out the Signed, Sealed, Delivered. Let me know what you think. Which one is your favorite? Which Postable you like best? I've also gotten to interview Crystal Lowe, and she was one of my favorite interviews I've ever had because I messed up really bad, and we had to redo almost the whole interview, and she couldn't have been nicer and more forgiving and kinder. And so I'll always be grateful to her for being so great. So there we go. That's my thoughts on Signed, Sealed, Delivered. Definitely check it out. I think you'll love it. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts. So please subscribe to my channel. You definitely want to make sure that you are there every week for Family Movie Night. I never miss it on Mondays. So definitely please check out and subscribe to my channel. And we have lots of other good content, podcasts, and I have animation reviews, Disney reviews, lots of fun stuff. And I would be really grateful for your thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. So thank you very much. Please consider becoming a patron of the channel. It's both my channel and the Hallmarkies podcast that you're supporting and my work, and I sure appreciate it so much. I also have a merch store that has Postables merch that's really fun and really clever, so definitely check that out if you're interested. It's Postables inspired merch, I should say. So I would love for you to check that out. I'll have that link in the description as well. So, and they frequently have 30% off sales, so be sure you're checking out with that. So thanks again so much, and I will talk to you all later. Bye, everyone.